In this video, we're going to dive into the 2-3-1 7-a-side formation. If you play 7v7 football, you've most likely used this one already or seen it used from another coach. I'm going to give you some tips on what each player should be doing in and out of possession. You may want to do things differently, and that's fine. Each coach has their own way of doing things, and you'll need to find what's right for you, your players and your team. This is just how I would personally set up in this formation and what I'd be telling my players on a match day. This is probably one of the most popular 7v7 formations. It's similar to our last video on the 3-2-1 formation, but the 3-2-1 is often seen as a little more defensive. The 2-3-1 formation is seen as the more attacking option, which makes it popular to coaches from around the world. This formation has a lot of players in the middle third who are expected to support the attack, whilst also helping out with their defensive duties. The 2-3-1 formation supports the simple principle of play, giving our team depth, width and height on the pitch. The midfielders have to have a high work rate to keep up with their attacking and defensive responsibilities. If you lose the ball on the attack and your midfielders can't make their recovery runs in time, you'll find your defensive two become outnumbered, especially in the wide areas. There's also the issue of the striker being isolated up top on their own at times, which is why it's important that your midfield three can also support the attack. Now I'm going to go into a little more detail on the individuals and their roles and responsibilities within this formation. We'll start with our defensive duo, our numbers 5 and 4 in the animation video. These players will be expected to bolster the defence, ideally in a central area. In possession, we're looking for them to create space by going slightly wider. They should look to create angles to get on the ball and play forward wherever possible. Out of possession, these two players will look to work together to move across the pitch in terms of where the danger lies. If one defender decides to go and apply pressure in the wide area, their partner must move across the pitch with them. Otherwise, you'll have big holes in your defence which can be exploited very easily. Next, we're going to look at our wide players, number 7 and 11 in the animation video. In possession, we're looking for these players to create space on the pitch by going wide and high wherever possible. This also helps them to support the attack and provide assistance to our striker. Out of possession, these two players will look to make the pitch narrow and tuck in alongside our central midfielder. If our defensive duo are closing down in wide areas, the player on the opposite side should look to drop into the space left behind by the defenders. Alternatively, you could ask these two wide players to drop into defence when you don't have the ball, giving you 4 players at the back. However, this will make it much harder for your team to play and work the ball up the pitch when you eventually win the ball back. Now we're going to focus on our central midfielder, number 6 in the animation video. In possession, this player will be looking to create angles to receive the ball by having a good body shape and constantly scanning and checking their surroundings. They should be good on the ball in tight areas and look to play forward into the striker or wide players wherever possible. The central midfielder needs to support the attack and help us get more players high up the pitch when we have the ball. Out of possession, this player will look to screen and try to stop through balls into the final third, whilst trying to maintain that central position, preventing forward passes. And last but not least is our striker, number 9 in the animation video. In possession, this player must create space by staying high up the pitch. Ideally, we'd like them to occupy that central position because 7 and 11 will be looking to support in the wide areas. This player should look to hold the ball up and wait for assistance from 7, 11 or 6. Dependent on the type of player that you have in this position, you could ask them to make runs in behind the defence when number 6 has the ball. Out of possession, we want this player to work hard to win the ball back high up the pitch. Failing that, they should drop a little deeper, but make sure that they're still providing that height on the pitch for the team. Because when we win the ball back, there'll be our outlet to get further up the pitch. Thanks for watching this video on the 7v7 2-3-1 formation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more content like this, you can do so by checking out our membership website. You can find us at www.planetcoach.co.uk. We provide hundreds of ready-made session plans with coaching points, progressions and audio over the top like this video. Thousands of coaches just like you are already taking advantage of our membership offering. There's loads of good stuff inside Planet Coach and we're constantly making it better, so come and check us out. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe on this video to see more of our content.